Yes guys, and welcome to another video. So this is only going to be a very short and sweet video. All it is a little bit of an update on the Sunderland manager vacancy at the moment, or it might not be a vacancy as of the next couple of days, or even tonight, you don't know. But there's been a lot of stirring around on social media today regarding the Sunderland managerial role. Will Still being at the centre of that. Now, firstly, we did get a little bit of a video that someone had posted online, and intertwined with this video was the sort of flight times of, planes coming from A to B and C to D and all that kind of stuff. It looked like a flight had come from Nice over to Sunderland, and then there's footage of someone getting off what looks like almost a private jet, getting straight into a sort of posh car, a personal car on the runway essentially, and then people saying it's Julian Sable, others saying that it's Will Still. And basically, the video looked like it was taken on a potato, so it was very difficult to make anything out. People were literally going and clutching at absolutely anything, saying, oh, it looks like he's X amount of metres tall, and if you look on Wikipedia, Will Still is this tall, or Julian Sable is this tall. It went a little bit overboard, I must admit. Well, very much overboard. But since then, there's been a lot of actual sources and reporters online stating that Will Still is the favourite. One of them from a French outlet, I believe, a Belgian outlet. It may have been Belgian, or was it French? No, it was French, sorry. Basically saying that Will Still has had discussions with Kirill Louis Dreyfus, and there have been positive talks, although his current club do and have had discussions with him that what they want him to stay, and they're actually confident themselves that they can keep hold of him. But apparently Will Still has had a sort of, not a bust up, but I think he's had negative discussions regarding where his current club want to go in terms of transfers. So there's been a bit of an argument, or I think they've hit a bit of a brick wall in terms of the transfers at his current club. Which, to be fair, that doesn't actually bode particularly well for us if we were to get him. I'd be very happy if we did get someone like Will Still. It's a relatively big name signing, appointment, should I say. But it doesn't particularly bode well if that is the case, if with his current club he's not happy with the transfers they're going for, or because basically, obviously, with us, we run with a head coach. It isn't necessarily a manager, and a head coach, largely, they might have a little bit of a say on transfers, but largely it is the board and our scouting department that bring the players in, and the head coach just coaches, does just that, literally does what it says on the tin. They get the players that they're given to him, coach them, and try and get them to play and train and approve them, trying to get them to the best of their potential and ability. That's literally what a head coach does. So if Will Still is to come in, of course this is looking way down the line and jumping the gun a bit, but if he is to come in, he might not get the role that he thinks he's going to get, which I'm sure they would tell him beforehand. It's literally strictly a head coach role. You won't be having your dibs in transfers type thing. Again, I don't know exactly how much, like the Tony Mowbray said or had on transfers. Every time we largely, or most of the times, Tony spoke to about transfers in the summer. It was almost as if he was just saying, I'm just the head coach. I get given the players that are put in front of me, and I try and just make with what I've got type thing. So I don't know whether Will Still will come on the pretense that he will have an inclusion in transfers. Not too sure. But the final bit so far is a couple of journalists, one of them in particular online, and a reputable one as well, has just put, I understand that Sunderland chairman Kirill Louis Dreyfus has held positive talks with Will Still over the vacant manager's post. He's hoping to persuade the 31-year-old to leave the French side. So, it looks like it is going to be Will Still released. He is the front runner at the moment. The other lad, Kim Hellberg from the Swedish side, apparently he is favourites to take over another side in Sweden at the moment. I did see a couple of reports from that, so I think he might be off the table, and there might not have been as much validity as some may have believed with Kim Hellberg. And Paul Heckingbottom is still 9-2. Julian Sable has dropped down to 5-1. Mike Dodds is 8-1 now at this moment in time. But I just thought I'd give you guys an update before the Leeds game. You will get a review for that game as well. But yeah, it looks like Sunderland maybe, I'm not going to jump ahead again, but it's just an update. It looks like it's going to be Will Still. What do you think? Let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed, hit the like button, subscribe and all that nonsense. Take care. See you in a bit. Stay jammy.